As a young boy, uh, with my family and with other families, we worked fields. Stories that are and activities that are not uncommon with many of people here in Saginaw. This is how we started. My mother and father came from San Antonio. My father was born in Coahuila, Mexico. They came to Michigan to work and for a better life. And we worked the fields. We picked potatoes, tomatoes, apples, cherries, blueberries, hoed beans, worked the pickle stations and so forth with my uncles. And as I was picking the pickles or cherries or whatever, I would look from where I was and look up into the heavens and see vapor trails of military aircraft or commercial vehicles just flying across the sky. It was just magnificent to me. At about 10 or 11, a question came into my mind. How do I get from here to there? I continued working the fields. I know what hard work is like many of you do. Never ran from it. The Vietnam War just escalated and escalated. And my father was in World War II. He was in the Philippines, and just a sense of patriotism came over me. And I went to each of the recruiters, which ones would let me fly, and what did I have to do to get there? Well, Army indicated that I could fly helicopters if I volunteered. They could only guarantee me one thing, and that was that I could get into flight school, nothing else. But in order to do that, I had to do my part. I had to pass all these tests. If I did not, I would be doing something else in the Army. There's a price for everything. Everything has its price. There's a price for doing something. There's a price for doing nothing. The price for me to learn to fly was having to go to Vietnam. My father had always talked about how he, as a private and as a specialist, he always admired the officers and when I graduated from flight school, I became a warrant officer. And I asked him to fly in from Michigan down to Fort Rucker, Alabama. Of course, my family came. And I asked him to pin my bars on my shoulders. What a feeling of pride I had, and I'm sure he was a very proud man at that time as well. But the wings that I had wanted so desperately to fulfill my dreams, I asked Betty to pin those on me. She is the one that I care for the most, and only she could do that to fulfill that part of my life. And believe it or not, I pinned those same wings on my son when he graduated from flight school in Fort Rucker, Alabama, some time ago. So that's a family treasure now. My family was the one that supported me. My family were the ones that loved me, and at the time that's all I cared about. They sent me letters, they sent me these care packages. My wife Betty, she would send me these Hostess cupcakes. Oh, they were good. And to this day, I still eat them today. Like many other pilots, experienced being shot down twice, went down 4 other times for mechanical issues. Mayday, mayday, mayday. And so you do that on the way down, and hopefully someone's listening, and usually someone is. And they'll come and circle the aircraft with troops and try to get you out. I saw the rounds coming through the plexiglass in front of me, and one of them even landed under my seat, boom. You don't have an opportunity to be frightened at all. You're busy trying to get the aircraft down, and if you're loaded with other people, you're mindful of the fact that you have those lives for which you are responsible. The siege of Khe Sanh was unprecedented in that it lasted, I believe, for 74 days, and our Marines were just being bombarded from the mountains and the hills and so forth with mortars, with rockets, with and the only way to fortify and support our troops was through the air. And we have many an aircraft that was shot as they were approaching their landing, and they crashed right on the airfield. And precious lives were lost, air crews and so forth. They did it time and time again. Look, I always felt if you had the guts to to be there, I ought to have the guts to go in and get you out or help you in one way or another. There were a number of battles that I took part in Vietnam. I have to say I thank God for my wife Betty. She put up with so much, and she's just been a prize to me in my life. And I thank God for her patience, her stability, her love, and also for all those snowballs that she sent me in Vietnam. It's very humbling. I'm deeply moved. And I indicated to you that I accept this award only if I can accept it on behalf of all the others. The other veterans whose stories have not been told for one reason or another, who can't tell their stories, whose children don't know, grandchildren. I would urge each and every one of you who are veterans and have a story. There's many in this room. Tell your story. Don't take it to the grave with you. Like I said, for me, it's just been for the last year and a half. Thank God for the VA. But I'm so honored, so privileged to be here, alive, in one piece. Many of us cannot say that. We have mental health issues. We have physical issues. All because of our experience in the military, the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Seabees. I thank you for your service. Again, I do this on your behalf. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you. I received a number of the decorations while there. I was very honored to receive the Air Medal for flying under combat conditions and hazardous duty situations, and just in combat. And you have to fly so many missions, so many hours, and so forth to receive one. I came home with 30. Now, that's not bad, but I never turned down a mission, and wherever you needed me, I went there, and no matter what time, if you needed me, just call me. Black Widow phone on, inbound. Thank you.